You had a question?
Yes, I had a question. Thank you. Because my question want to be more formal, I will not based on the data.
Okay.
I'll be glad to hear from the coach in the room. They talked about business model canvas from the beginning.
Yes.
And when you see that business model canvas block, as he said, I think is down bottom line. We have the cost structure and the cost revenue, which are more bigger than compared to other structures when you look into. So one of the question is, what is the significance of two in business, someone who wants to set up a business? Now, in just a simple question to a woman in Kibra who wants to start a business and she's not educated, as a coach, how will you explain to that just in a manual language? Then another question is about, we have people who want to start the business and they have an idea, but maybe they are not more into education matters. They can't do the statistics and data. They can't do research. But because that's the last thing they can do, they can't secure a job. Maybe let me take for an example, maybe at the moment we have a youth who dropped out of the school. She doesn't or he doesn't have education, but he thinks I can do or I can start a business to take care of my kids or whatever such the way it is, right? So what could be the best advice like that youth can be given today and really can transform their life in whatever little they have, just in local language or ile tu lugha ya mtaa. Yes. Ile
sijui stand mbona inakaa ni kama wanakuingilia.
Yeah, because the reason is as well, what you're saying is true, but again, the data and the reports that we have, others still they're not working. So my question even is, we have a lot of data and report from World Bank, the same on SMEs, even from Kibra. But now when you follow those information and data, they're not really translating to what we need to see in terms of economy. So which is which now? Maybe they can explain to us.
Would you like him to answer?
And of course, and I can try to answer.
Okay. So, but I think he asked about 2 or 3 questions in there.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that brilliant question. You know, it's very interesting that the man who is waiting for his girlfriend, he's very keen. He's so keen he can hear the footsteps of the ancestors. Because of the expectation that he has already harbored and also aligned with M-Pesa and sent transport. And consequently, any time now, when you begin to think about, you quickly see that just because you have a desire to run the Olympics does not mean you should pursue that desire. The second thing, nobody ever won the Olympics by mistake. The third thing, in order for you to enter a race, you must first examine the requirements. And if you examine the requirements and you answered it with hope and enthusiasm and zeal, your body will not agree with you. Because you will say, I can run 40 kilo. What is 40 kilometers? I'm going to run. And then when you begin to run, all of a sudden your back is saying, I don't think you want to run. Your knee is saying, I must testify of your bad health behavior so far. So all of a sudden, all the choices that you have been making that are not consistent with the race that you want to run will begin now to sabotage you and remove you from the race. There's a difference between emeritus business coach Vusi Thembekwayo said that you can be self-employed, you can be an entrepreneur, you can be he gave some categories there. And the idea was, as you said, sir, what should can a mama mboga read statistics? Can he read, can she get all this business data? Can she put all these models in place? And I will ask you, if you are obese and you're going to a 100-meter dash, should you go to that race? You shouldn't. You should maybe try short put. So you have to now go to those categories that align with capabilities that you have and or capabilities you can get. Now, the reason why I speak the way I'm speaking, you see me, I've been in the fintech industry for more than 10 years. I've personally worked on about 180 SMEs. I've written about 970 wealth plans.
Yeah.
But I was a Mjengo man. You see that now. The first time I mixed cement with my hands, I was 17 years old in this very city. I still remember the hot midday sun in August that was tearing a heat ray from the crown of my feet all the way to the sole of. I know exactly the pain of poverty. So I know what it is to come from disadvantage, but it does not mean that dysfunction and or ecosystem should define you. The most important thing is to do everything possible to ensure that your mind is not where you are.
Okay.
The day your mind comes out, baby, you're free forever. I encourage my mentees, I encourage the entrepreneurs I work with, remove the TV from your sitting room. What you need there is booked, especially in this age of AI. Right now, data is beginning to show from a Cambridge study that we are having a reduction of mental capacity by up to 40%.
Wow.
Because what has happened is that we have augmented information. So intelligence is being augmented at a very high rate, but the problem is individual capacity and capability is actually being diverted because you are now delegating thinking, you are delegating strategy, you are delegating tactics, and consequently you have removed your value from the marketplace. So where will you concretize the value? So for me, my biggest message is, depending on where you are, make sure you go into those spaces. Either you have the capability or those are capabilities that you're able to obtain. For example, right now, it is very hard for me to go and offer my services to French-speaking nations because I have a very big obstacle of language fluency.
Yeah.
So I can come here and say, you know, I'm not a French-speaking person now. What should I do? I want to go to Paris. Shut up your mouth. Either learn French or stay in Kenya.
Yeah.
You see, so you can't go and say, you know, these 100 meters, why is it that everybody has to be fit? Everybody must not have a stomach. Me have a stomach. Now what can I do? How will I ever run this race? Cut the stomach.
Yeah.
So get what needs to be done to do the business that you require. So if you are talking about a business that will scale, you will never scale your business if you don't have the correct business sophistication tools to empower that scale.
Okay. Got you answered? Okay, fantastic. Do you want to chime in before we go to break?
I was going to say it more simply than a little bit that. Understand, yeah? I think, you know, to answer the question of Mama Mboga, or for that matter, there's somebody, you know, when you're hungry today, you know, everything else sounds all nice and dandy, but I'm hungry today, and maybe I could go and buy a few mbogas and sell, and my children may have food today.
Yes.
I think it's important for that person to know that your business may not be unique. Your business may not, and there might be 5 other people. But there's a reason we all have a Mama Mboga. We don't buy from today I'm buying from this one, tomorrow I'll buy from this. No, we go to the same one.
Yes.
I go to a whole market and I buy from one guy.
Yeah.
In fact, now it's gotten so good that I send him a message with a list. I come, I enter, I take my things, I say how much is it, I pay, I leave. Why? It's a market, literally. It's a vegetable market. Every stand is selling tomatoes.
Yeah.
But I buy from one guy.
person.
Why? Because I like the way he treats me. He knows my name. When I come, he says hello. He remembers I came with my son the other day and he asks how is he. In fact, here is a fruit take for him. That's the reason. So even for that person, whatever it is that you choose to do it with excellence.
Yeah.
Do it so well that people are like, where do I go? I travel to go to my barber. I travel. I don't go
to safari.
Barber. It's not when we're talking about the salon. To my barber. I travel to go to my barber. Why? I like the way it really, we sit, we talk, he remembers, I don't know what he asks about it.
You don't have to keep reminding them.
I don't have to keep reminding him that the fade I wanted is like this. It's the same with the salon. I had the same hairdresser for 16 years before I cut my hair. You know, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Why are people coming back to you? Answer that question. And you eventually you'll get to what Stan is saying.
Yes.
You'll get to understanding what the business is. You'll get to understanding where to get the best greens. But for now, just be when somebody encounters you, they will say, hey, I really like that chick. I have to go back. you know.
Great. Thank you so much for that. We are due on a break, and then we can get your sentiment on that once we come back. The question we are asking you is, what's the wildest business idea you've ever had? Would you still launch it today? What's the wildest business idea that you have? And would you launch it today? What is it? NTV Kenya on all our social media platforms. When we come back, Charity, unajibu yo swali. Sindio? Hi, don't go too far. We'll be right back.
Up with the painting German machine.
Ranaligani C-Tech, we are going to be there.
Rada yangu ni kusocialize na kunetwork.
Rada yetu ni tunaitwa rada ni Dafi. Rada yangu ni comrades askefit.
I walk up in the room like VP.
We are having insightful conversations all around mental health.
Mental wellness work better than cash.
Tulisema clear your plans, clear your plate, clear your beds, clear everything.
Tunakuja kuchachisha hiyo zite.
Carry a rock.
Very much. Oh my God. What's going on here?
Ukishaongeleshwa hiyo ingine ni maua. She wants to be like.
It's going to be all powered by Nation FM, so I hope to see you there, but promise you a good time.
Adirada, see you there.
Speaking of the auction, what's so special about that painting that your husband